Hi, I'm Benito Bautista,
こんにちは、エリック・ユセブと申します。
and you're watching
Rise and Shine.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time for Rise and Shine, and let's meet Ronnie.
Good morning, Rise and Shine, or should I say good morning, because you could be watching this at any time because you are watching this on YouTube on your own time. So thank you for that. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, follow FilAm Creative, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. There's probably more stuff that we're on, but follow FilAm Creative because FilAm Creative is the umbrella in which Rise and Shine gets our productions done. So if you want to learn more about us, philamcreative.org is our website. Check us out on socials and drop us a message. I will respond to those messages about 30% of the time because we have a much more dedicated board who is much more internet savvy, and they will text me when you message me. So thank you so much. And thank you for joining us. We are in an episode that I am so excited about. We have filmmaker Benito Bautista, and we have actor Eric Joshua Eusebio, and they're going to be talking about, oh gosh, they're probably going to get off topic because Ed and Rex are going to put them off topic with some inane questions here and there, but stick around. I promise it's going to be good. And if you are so inclined, just to remind everybody, FilAm Creative is a nonprofit. Ed and Rex do not pay me for the things I do for them all the time. So if you want to drop us a couple donations in the Venmo and our digital tip jar, you can Venmo us at FilAm Creative too. Wow, this is exciting. You know, we're still here.
Ronnie, how do you spell Venmo?
Oh man, if you're not familiar with Venmo, go on to the applications app on your phone. Oh my gosh. Now I can't even spell Venmo. Thanks, disembodied voice, VENMO.
Ding, ding, ding.
This became a spelling bee, and I think that is my cue to hand it over to your actual hosts because I'm just squatting in their place right now. Please welcome your actual hosts, Ed Malulin and Rex Sampaga. Take it away, guys.
Good morning, Ronnie.
Hey, everyone.
Thank you so much. Ronnie,
Rise and Shine.
Rise and Shine. And we want to give a shout out to our friend Kami, who is not feeling well today. We want to send our love to her that she's going to get better and she'll be back with us next week. But Rex, we've got a filmmaker today and we've got an actor today. I'm excited about this one, Rex.
Well, you know, and it's funny. Ronnie had mentioned it that, you know, we're in double digits in episodes and everything, and our reach is getting bigger. And I believe we might have mentioned it in an earlier episode, but one of our biggest reaches actually is to San Diego. And so I'm just so happy that our guest for today's episode come from San Diego. And so we must be doing something right, and we must be reaching our audience down there and everything. So, you know, I'm really, really excited to have our couple pair of guests coming up.
Absolutely. We want to send our love to our fans and viewers in San Diego. Shout out to them. And maybe later in the summer, we'll spotlight some of the organizations from there. Maybe that could be a future episode now that I think about it, Rex.
Well, you know, and also too, I mean, we could do like a culinary casino down there in San Diego because
a kitchen culinary. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, your kitchen culinary, Ed.
Yes, I'm the guru pronouncer here in the crew. So,
well, I mean, like I said, I mean, we have there's a big Filipino fan base down there in San Diego and everything, so we could really touch upon, you know, the food scene down there, especially National City. Not that I know anything; I used to live down there. So, but
how long did you live in San Diego, Rex?
Gosh, it was actually when I first got my first music industry gig. It was in San Diego. I was working for a record label down there, and so was working in Mission Valley, right across from the mall. And those San Diego people know what I'm talking about. And so I was working out of my boss's condo because, you know, he didn't have an office building or anything, but I worked down there and stayed there for about 4 years learning the music industry. So love the city. Used to go to downtown a lot. This was the time too before the gas lamp became the gas lamp to what it is right now. It was downtown was not a place to hang out. at night, if you know what I mean. So
I remember that. Yes.
so I was down there during that time. But the reason I was down there was because the label, there was a big jazz scene down there. People don't know that. And so I just went around all of the local clubs down there, you know, for the jazz scene and everything, because that's what we were, signing jazz artists and stuff like that. But San Diego holds a place in my heart for sure. And I go down there every chance I get.
I couldn't agree more. I love going down there too. Let's go ahead and bring out our guests today. So our guests today are from the film The Interpreter, which if you have Amazon Prime, which, you know, I'm guessing some people in the world have Amazon Prime, but if you do have Amazon Prime, you can purchase or rent this great film. And we're about to meet the director and one of the stars of the film. So let's go ahead and bring out, first of all, the director of the film, Benito Bautista, and we'll also bring out one of the stars of the film, Eric Joshua. Gentlemen, good morning. Rise and shine. Welcome.
Woohoo!
for
Woohoo!
having us.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us. Ed and Rex, rise and shine.
Yes.
Welcome. We, you know, and Benito, we know that you are a very, very prominent figure in the film scene down there in San Diego. We're up here in Los Angeles for those watching on YouTube, wondering why we keep saying down there. But so we are we're about an hour and a half apart. But and Benito, we would love for you to come back at a future point to talk about the San Diego Filipino cinema, which hopefully we can get you back for that at some point. But while we have both of you here for our viewers who have not had the privilege yet to rent or purchase The Interpreter, Benito, share with us a quick synopsis of what The Interpreter is about.
Well, the Interpreter, thank you again for having us. The Interpreter is a sort of a modern coming of age love triangle, you know. It's about an ex-military man, an American from New York, going to Tokyo, Japan, and meeting a Japanese woman, you know. But when it came down to finally meeting her in person, he needs an interpreter. And so he hired Kaito, which is a Japanese, Filipino, American interpreter who was born and raised in Okinawa, Japan, lived in California, and moved back to Japan because of the stories from her mom. You know, her mom's Japanese, her dad's a military Filipino. And so he moved to Japan to become the interpreter. And, you know, and that's when the story unfolds.
And I guess fireworks happen during.
I cannot tell you too much, but it is a social commentary about online dating, about sexual rhetorics of men against women, abusive rhetorics of men, and also modern love in Japan, relationships between Japanese men and Japanese women, you know, and how the younger generation Japanese women view their partners, you know, Japanese men as partners, how they view that, you know, by experiencing household, you know, and their father and their mom and everything. So it is a discussion. There's a lot of symbolisms and a lot of commentaries in film. Yes. Yeah.
Eric, why don't you share with us how you were able to come on board this project with Benito?
So it was actually a complete coincidence how I was able to meet the director. We met at a Cheesecake Factory here in San Diego, and
I think I know which one.
Really? But yeah,
I'm just
long story short, we talked about our interests, and then at that time I was going to school in Europe, and I told him that one of my passions is to act, or not at that time, since I never really acted before, but one of the things that I wanted to do with my life in the future was to act. And Benito Bautista, the director over here, being a director, he sort of, I think he sort of saw something, I'd say, in that. Yeah, and then yeah, we had continuous talks after that. We would do workshops, and then I guess Benito Bautista saw that there was something there to be shown. I guess.
Oh wow. Was it through like a mutual contact, or was it just like, as I
Yes,
say, a
yes.
cold call?
So I think at that time I was buying comforters at the nearby Macy's, and then my
We've gone from Cheesecake
Again, I think I
Factory
know
to
which Macy's. Yeah, I think I know.
Yeah. So I was buying comforters at the nearby Macy's, and then my uncle is a mutual biker with the director,
Oh, okay.
and so they were having lunch, and then my uncle called up my dad since he was in the area, and so they decided to have lunch. My dad knew that I was there too, so he called me up and said, "Hey, Josh, come over here." And I said, "Okay." So I go over there in like basketball shorts and like a 20-year-old jacket or sweater, looking like I just came out of the house after being there for like 3 days. So yeah, it was one of the it was a very weird coincidence, and yeah, that's how it all happened.
Yeah. Can I add to that as well?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah. What's amazing is um, Josh was not our. So Emma is the producer, creative producer and casting director, and she's casted all of my films, and all of my future films. And so we never met to see Eric. Eric was not even in our satellite. We have actually eyeing Japanese actors in Japan. Although we have a concept for this film, we have not pinpointed the lead actor that will play, but we have a list of actors that we wanted, in Japan. So we are discussing a project in Japan, and this is the interpreter and 4 other projects. So when Josh came in, there was nothing much to it except that here's a guy, a handsome Filipino American, right? And he's just sitting around. He's sitting here with us, and then it came to the topic of we are going to make a film in Japan, and Josh said, "I would like to be an actor in film." And so that's when I paid attention to him. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, he's perfect for the interpreter film, for the lead actor. But the problem is, does he speak Japanese? See, that's the thing. So I asked Josh, I said, Eric, I said, yeah, you can play the part. You have a look. I don't know if you've done this before, but can you speak Japanese? And he said, I read and write and speak Japanese. And I go, are you kidding me? It's like, that's like really destiny. That's really dialing into whatever I needed, right? And so I said, really? And I think I said something in English. I wanted him to translate, and he did. I said something in English. I wanted him to answer in Japanese. I wanted to hear, and he did. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. And I said, but have you acted in film? That's another layer of complexity. I really don't want to work with people that have not worked in film, because they don't know the rigors and the protocols and the work experience, the waiting time and everything, and the process, And he said, I never worked in film, but I'm interested in becoming an actor in film, And at the same time, I also participated in high school in performance arts as an actor.
Elementary school.
In elementary school.
Grade school.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and
The
I
Christmas
said, well,
program.
there you go.
Yes, the Christmas program. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. So I said, okay, we why don't we I'll do a sort of a workshop with you. If my finding is really good, and we believe, Emma and I, we looked at Josh and we think that you can become the interpreter, we will give you 2 days, and if it works out, we will continue the workshop. If it doesn't, we will just say goodbye. But that was very brave of Josh to cross the line, because usually when you're in front of a director or a writer or a casting director, you just don't want to say, I want to be in film, because it's so intimidating. But Josh was not intimidated. That's the origin of everything. So yeah, and Josh is an amazing actor, a beautiful actor.
Wow. From the sounds of the story, then, it's in we've already experienced this with our episodes of Rise and Shine. It always seems that happy accidents,
yes,
and destiny are always a factor in when projects get together with actors, or certain creatives get attached to a project. It always seems that there's always this destiny moment, or a happy accident, or what I call in the industry, and you might know this, Benito, the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Yeah, he knows what I mean by that. So I want to bring this question. It's actually to Eric, but then Benito, chime in here, because we all know that, Eric, this was pretty much your debut film, acting debut, basically. So my question to you is, what kind of experiences did you bring, or what kind of insight or input did you bring to the table when shooting this film as the interpreter? And I'm sure, Benito, chime in here, because I'm sure that you had to guide him, through his character process and his process of acting. But Eric, what experiences did you bring, maybe your unique experiences did you bring to the table for the film?
So the only thing that I had to work with, quite frankly, was what the director had shown to me and what the director had told me. I had absolutely no experience in film whatsoever prior to filming The Interpreter. The only thing that I would say that helped me would be to watch a lot of films. Just seeing characters embody, the people that they have to play, and watching them for what they are. I guess that would be a big help. And yeah, that's about it.
Can you say which, did you say which influences did you watch?
So I was a pretty avid Korean drama watcher.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
And what actually inspired me to want to act was watching Korean dramas.
Nice.
The way that they're able to emote themselves and express, their character and the character's emotions really got to me, and it made me think, what if I could do that? What if I could, embody this character and hopefully have the audience watching feel something from what I'm trying to show? And from then on, I just thought, wow, I really want to do this thing. And then I met director Benito Bautista, and things just went on from there.
Yeah, your life changed, basically.
Yes.
In a great way.
Yeah. What's really nice about Josh is that he was really a sincere, open vessel, and I got tools for him to study, and skill set that it's like a crash course in trying to dial in the character, And so what I did is I took away the stuff that we don't need for now. We'll probably need in other films, but for now we're going to dial in the specifics for the character. And what's amazing is that Josh really transformed before my eyes in becoming Kaito, the lead actor, which is an incredible transformation. So yeah.
Benito, we want to talk about how it was to shoot in Japan. Before we get to that, Eric, I'm sure a lot of our viewers just want to know, we were talking about it before we started rolling. You're a Filipino, but you can read and write, or you can read and speak Japanese. How did this interest come about? How did this happen?
So from a young age, I was always interested in Japanese culture. I'd watch like Japanese animations, I'd watch some Japanese variety shows, and that would sort of be my intro into like the language and hearing everything. And then in it was high school or college, I took like a 3-month class to Japanese, like an intro. And then from then, I would attend these like Japanese American exchange meetups where you'd meet exchange students from Japan coming to San Diego to study. And then you basically just like show them around, show them San Diego, America, and then you talk with them. Normally you talk to them in English, but I use that as an opportunity to practice my Japanese. And so I was able to speak to natives. Yeah, I was able to speak to natives. I was able to sort of pick up like the native tongue, because textbook Japanese, and with any language, any textbook language, is really different from how the locals and the natives actually speak it.
Of course.
Yeah. So I was able to grab like the language, like the nuances that the natives speak. So yeah.
Or like the everyday, day to day.
Yes, it is.
So
as opposed to the book.
So ironically, even though I love this picture we have that you're the first time actor, and you're in Benito's hands. Benito, this is his 7th film, so he's got a lot of experience to help you with. But ironically, when you all go to Japan, because you can speak the language, you're probably a big asset to Benito as well. So maybe this is a good time to seg into talk about what it was like to work in Japan. What was that like?
Oh, it's like all productions outside of the United States. It's always, there's a little bit of challenge, but there's also a requirement. You are required to really prepare, because it's no longer bound by the film industry in America. It's now bound by the film industry wherever you're at. Okay, and right, Josh is is advantageous to me because he's also an interpreter for me. But I couldn't rely on him all the time except for food, because he's really good, But I have a translator in Japan. I have a translator for the crew. I have a translator for the cast, in Japan. But Josh, wherever if he's there, I ask him, so he's very advantageous to me as well. Now, so to prepare the film in Japan, Emma and I went to Japan beforehand. So we were there for almost a month, studying the nuance, studying the gray areas.
And you guys sorry to interrupt, you guys shot in Tokyo?
In Tokyo. So yeah, before we shot in Tokyo, so that's another production day, another, close to a month. Emma and I went there, and what do you call that? We studied the Japanese culture, studied the gray areas, studied the boundaries of what we can do. And then when we went to prepare the film, we talked to the producers in Japan, because they became the gatekeepers and the culture bearers of all stories in Japan. And so, although I've written it in English, and written it with Emma, we wanted to make sure that what we've written is articulated and naturalized in Japanese culture. So they say yes to other things and no to other things, right? But when it comes down to filming in Japan, I have total control about the style and design and how the pacing will be. And so as much as some people, like our assistant directors or sometimes our producers in Japan, will tell me and say, this is not this is not Japanese, this section is not Japanese, I will say it doesn't have to be Japanese. This particular thing, this particular scene, this emotional scene doesn't have to be Japanese. This is universal. It's perspective and design. And then we will argue, and then I will win in that argument. But some, yeah, but
Such
some,
a director.
yeah, but I some of the things I have to check with them, like walking and all kinds of stuff like that. So there was a little bit of challenge, and it was a world record heat in Japan when we were filming. You know how it is when you're filming, when you're doing internal shots, you turn off the air conditioning, and it's record heat. It's 100 degrees. Inside, it's like 100 degrees. And so everyone was sweating. We have, of course, we have a lot of clothes, we have makeup people and everything, but it's really, slowing down the process because of that, and, but for the most part, because we prepped the film way before going to Japan for production and principal photography, we were able to do everything from here prior to filming. So yeah, and Josh, in the beginning, my concern was Josh became a really good actor in front of me during the workshop. My concern is, will he be able to be at par with Hirami, which is Komi Takeuchi, who's an award-winning Japanese actress? Will he be at par? And he did. He was able to become at par with both actors in Japan. So he was really, so yeah. So
Benito,
beautiful.
Yeah, I'm sure it's challenging just because of the different customs that you have to get used to.
Yes.
Shooting in Japan as opposed to the Philippines, which we've Ed and I had interviewed a previous filmmaker about that. But how many production days was in principal photography in Japan?
The principal photography will probably about 7 days. It's a short film. It's 25 minutes. But we had prep for rehearsal, costume testing, camera testing, ocular location in Japan. We did everything here during prep, but it's different when you view it on digital space. And like, I look at the locations because we've been there, and I wanted to put the camera on the rooftop and everything. And so they showed me how it is going to look like. I have to be there to test the camera and to test the lens and everything. So yeah. So
when you were really prepped when you got there to Japan. It was more about executing and maximizing the use of your time while you were there.
Yes, and also making sure that what we decided to be right is right. Yeah.
Well, you're the director. Whatever you say is right. So
no.
I agree, Joe. Eric, I agree there. Yes.
No.
I've directed a film. This is the way it goes. So
no. Actually, Ed, I am a restless mind. I have a restless mind. I have a really good photography mind, eyes and everything. I have the consciousness and everything. So I have the film in my head. I have the film in my consciousness and my heart. But I'm a creative collaborator. I will listen to your suggestion and creative collaboration. But when it's not going to be working out, I will control it. So yeah, basically.
Now, I feel like we could just have an entire episode devoted to shooting in Japan, which, gosh, maybe Rex, we should do that. But
I think so.
Maybe, we have a lot of viewers who probably are interested in shooting in Japan.
Yeah.
Talk just really quickly about like, how intimidating was it? I mean, obviously you had some folks you brought over from here in California, but like, obviously you had to work with a lot of people in Japan. How was that, finding crew, finding people to work with? Was that a difficult process? Did you have help? How did that go?
Well, it's a difficult process because every film that we make, it's a different set of crew, a different set of producers, in Japan, because of the filmation, it's not restrictive, but that's just what it is. You have to have 90% of your cast and crew to be Japanese if you're making a Japanese film. If you're making a film in Japan, yeah. If it's an American story in Japan, you can probably have 20% of your cast and crew, but it has to be bigger than what you have. And in this case, we only have Eric Josh, me, and Emma, and then I have an assistant director and continuity supervisor from the Philippines that we brought to Japan. The rest are cast and crew production in Japan. Now, if you're a filmmaker and you're going to do a film in Japan, you have to go through culture barriers, especially your story is connected to the Japanese story. And that's what it is. And that you have to really pay attention to that, And then when you have dialogue, you think your dialogue will work in English-wise, American English-wise, but it's not going to work in a Japanese language. So that, again, you have to make sure everything is done. And then you really have to get a compatible producer, a producing team that will work day and night to make sure that as you're prepping in digital space, that she's showing you everything. A 360 degree of this, a 360 degree of this. I want the depth, how long, how deep, how high. Yeah. So, yeah. But for the most part, it's like shooting anywhere outside of the United States or even in the United States. The more you prep really well, the better you will be able to concentrate on making the film.
Hey everyone, Rex here with Rise and Shine. Did you know there's not one, not two, but 3 different ways you could check out our weekly Rise and Shine episodes? New episodes drop every Tuesday on our YouTube channel at RiseAndShineFAC. And you can listen to the Rise and Shine podcast as you commute to work or walking your daily steps by downloading Rise and Shine wherever you get your favorite podcast. And lastly, you can always join our live audience tapings on Facebook Live, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 3 different ways you could fill up on your Rise and Shine diet every week. So please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at RiseAndShineFAC and watch new episodes every Tuesday or download us wherever you get your favorite podcast. And thanks again for watching and listening to Rise and Shine.
Benito, I'm sure that at some point we're going to bring you back. I know that for future FilAm creative events, we're going to be talking with filmmakers about shooting internationally. And so we certainly invite everybody to join us for those future initiatives and programs. And by the way, don't forget that Rise and Shine is under the FilAm Creative banner. And if you're enjoying this program, you're enjoying listening to this conversation with Benito and Eric, and you like what we do here, please consider Venmoing us some quid, some yen, and helping to keep the lights on so that we can continue to bring you great programming like we're doing today here with Rise and Shine. We certainly appreciate that. We're at Venmo at FilAm Creative, or you can email us at filamcreative@gmail.com to find out how you can donate and help FilAm Creative in our initiatives. One more question before we go. Eric, this is for you, Eric. Talk a little bit about, so it was your first acting experience, and then you get to go to Japan. This is obviously something that you have great interest in. So what was that like to finally, you're getting to do a lot of things here. You get to do something you've wanted to do. You get to go to a country that you've got a lot of interest in. So what was it like was it your first time in Japan, Eric?
So prior to that, I've been in Japan once with my family.
Okay.
Yeah, once with my family in December. And that's when everything was cold. So it was my first time being in Japan when it's like smoldering hot. Like it's very hot during this time. So just even before the film was before everything was being filmed, just the thought of of being in Japan for filming that would just, it would make my whole day the minute I wake up and I think of that. So actually going into Japan and filming, it was very intimidating. But that's because I was in a very professional space that I was not used to. The people there were very, very nice. The whole experience was just unbelievably well. It was surreal. And the icing on the cake, the thing that just made everything like come together was the food. Like the meals that we had on set. And then after filming, if we had time, I'd go with the director and the producers and everyone to have dinner. And sometimes we get sushi, sometimes we get curry, and it was just amazing. An amazing experience overall. Now in the film part, the film aspect, just being able to do what I've been yearning for like years prior to that was just an unbelievable experience. Seeing the whole process from it, being conceived to filming, and then seeing everything post, how the whole process goes, sound, the editing and everything. It was a very great experience, and I hope to experience that again.
All right, we want to thank our guests today, Benito and Joshua from the film Interpreter. Just a reminder that if you would like to watch this great film, please find it on Amazon Prime. Benito and Eric, could you share with us where we can find you guys on social media? Benito.
Thank you. I'm on Instagram. It's Benito Bautista, B3NITO Bautista. And it's also on Instagram, Benito Bautista _art. Yeah, and on Facebook, it's Benito Salvador Bautista.
And you have a website also?
Yeah, we have a website. It's filipinocinema.org and also wanderlustprojectfilms.com. Yes. And also the Interpreter, we will now be worldwide distributed, hopefully in about a month.
Oh, that's wow! Congratulations.
Fantastic.
Worldwide distribution. Yes.
And Eric, where can we find you online?
So my Instagram is EricJosh _. It's just my name. And if you would want to hear me live stream singing on Twitch, my Twitch ID is cheap_vegetable. It's a weird name, but it was originally Japanese, so yasu yasai, but then no one really knows what that means, so I translated it to English and ended up being cheap vegetable. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we thank you both for being on the show today. On behalf of my good friend Rex and my good friend Ronnie and our good friend Kami, we send you our love. We hope you're back next week. We want to put a bow on this episode and thank you for watching this episode of Rise and Shine. And we...
Oh,
guys.
no.
You
Oh,
guys,
we were almost there at the
me?
end, Ed. We were almost there at the end. And then she just comes on. I can't believe it.
I don't think you guys know this about me, but I directed a film while we were in quarantine. I was
really?
the producer, the actor, director. It starred me, my neighbor, but technically my neighbor didn't know because I just filmed him through the window.
Sure.
And 73 plastic
you're a
flies that I won at Chuck E. Cheese. So it's 507 minutes long, and it's going to be on Amazon Prime like right after I upload it. If
Wow. So that's your next short film?
The internet. She just keeps walking into my shot. I don't know.
Wow. 507 minutes. That's a short film, right? Maybe according to
507 minutes. I couldn't figure out what to cut. It's hard, man. All that's hard.
Wow, that must be an epic to you. Wow.
And we can use more funding. So let me do this and get paid. All right. Let's read some credits. Rise and Shine with FilAm was created, casted, hosted, produced, written. This kind of sounds like my film, actually.
Oh, I bet.
And it wasn't 507 minutes.
Edward J. Malillan and Rex M. Sampaga. Our Rise and Shine co-stars are Kami, my sister Ronnie, who needs to plug my Wi-Fi back in so I can upload.
You should have disconnected it, Ronnie.
And me, I'm on the show too. Let's see. FilAm Creative's technical director is Jeremiah. Our stage director is my sister Ronnie. And today's guests, we'd like to thank Eric, Josh, Benito Bautista, the filmmakers, the stars of The Interpreter. You guys, we'll compare Amazon numbers later. Pretty sure we'll be neck and neck. What else I got?
I'll shine yours, Veronica.
If you want to follow this show online, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those places that you waste your time at. And don't forget that new episodes of Rise and Shine drop every Tuesday on YouTube at RiseAndShineFAC. And my name is Veronica, the next person in your Amazon feed. So you just watched Rise and Shine, and hang out with Ed and Rex some other time. Not now, because I gotta go.
Yeah, your check's not in the mail. Okay, your check's not in the mail. Hey everyone, Rex here with Rise and Shine. Did you know there's not one, not two, but 3 different ways you could check out our weekly Rise and Shine episodes? New episodes drop every Tuesday on our YouTube channel at RiseAndShineFAC. And you can listen to the Rise and Shine podcast as you commute to work or walking your daily steps by downloading Rise and Shine wherever you get your favorite podcast. And lastly, you can always join our live audience tapings on Facebook Live, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 3 different ways you could fill up on your Rise and Shine diet every week. So please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at RiseAndShineFAC and watch new episodes every Tuesday, or download us wherever you get your favorite podcast. And thanks again for watching and listening to Rise and Shine.
Rise and Shine. Hey guys, it's Ed. Thanks for listening today. And did you guys know that Rise and Shine is part of the FilAm Creative umbrella and that we're a registered nonprofit? And as a nonprofit organization, FilAm Creative depends on generous donations from fine folks like you to help us to continue to produce great programming like Rise and Shine. Please consider making a donation to help produce shows like Rise and Shine. Our Venmo is at FilAm Creative. That's at FilAm Creative. And if you don't do Venmo, but you still want to donate a few quid to us, then drop us an email at RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com. That's RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com, and we'll help you out. We at Rise and Shine appreciate your generosity. Every dollar helps.
Rise and shine! This is Kami. I hope you're enjoying the show. Did you know we have a mailing list? And did you know that you can contact us if you want to say hello to Ed, Rex, Ronnie, Veronica, or even me? Just send us an email at RiseAndShineFAC. That's one word spelled out, RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com. Again, that's RiseAndShineFAC, all spelled out, @gmail.com. Join our mailing list so you can be the first to find out about the latest Rise and Shine news.
Hey, Rex here with Rise and Shine, and I want you to do something for me. Help support Rise and Shine by liking, subscribing, and following the show online. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, all under at RiseAndShineFAC. So follow the show on all social media platforms on all one word at RiseAndShineFAC. Thanks again for all the love and support, and tell all your friends about Rise and Shine.
Rise and Shine. Hey everyone, this is Ed, and I got a question for you. Did you know that Rise and Shine is only one of the many things produced by FilAm Creative? That's right, FilAm Creative has been producing great stuff, like Rise and Shine, for over 10 years. If you want to learn more about the premier Filipino-American organization that has been the #1 advocate for the Asian American entertainment community for over a decade, then visit our website at filamcreative.org. That's filamcreative.org. Learn more about the organization that produces your favorite show, Rise and Shine.
Hi, this is Walter Boholst. I'm proud to be one of the co-founders of FilAm Creative and serve as a member of the board of directors. In case you didn't know about us, I'd like to share with you our mission statement. FilAm Creative Incorporated educates and advocates for the Filipino-American entertainment community and all looking for a collaborative workspace in order to achieve greater representation and career advancement. Although we're based in Southern California, FilAm Creative's reach can be felt worldwide. If you're interested in joining us behind the scenes to produce or promote our many programs and initiatives, visit our website at filamcreative.org. That's filamcreative.org. And contact us to learn how you can join our cause. For students, we also have internships available for you to gain valuable experience. Visit us to learn more at filamcreative.org.
Rise and shine. Hey guys, it's Ed. Thanks for listening today. And did you guys know that Rise and Shine is part of the FilAm Creative umbrella and that we're a registered nonprofit? And as a nonprofit organization, FilAm Creative depends on generous donations from fine folks like you to help us to continue to produce great programming like Rise and Shine. Please consider making a donation to help produce shows like Rise and Shine. Our Venmo is at FilAm Creative. That's at FilAm Creative. And if you don't do Venmo, but you still want to donate a few quid to us, then drop us an email at RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com. That's RiseAndShineFAC@gmail.com, and we'll help you out. We at Rise and Shine appreciate your generosity. Every dollar helps.
Rise and shine. Hey guys, Ronnie here. I know my sister Veronica likes to mess with the crew, but we all really work hard to produce a quality program for you. Rise and Shine is produced by FilAm Creative in association with RAS Music Group and Millennius LLC. Rise and Shine is written, created, produced, and hosted by Ed Malulin and Rex Sampaga. It also features Veronica Cunyaso, Kami Koyamko, and me, Ronnie Cunyaso. I'm also our show's stage director, which isn't easy when you gotta keep Ed and Rex in check. And finally, our amazing technical director is Jeremiah Castro. Thanks for tuning in every week to FilAm Creative's #1 show, Rise and Shine.